get out the way. Who got a watch? Who got the time? I'm raising the clock. Even in my feelings, grind don't stop. Got big dreams, want big rocks. I got plans. You got
Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to give you guys some beginner tips to get the most natural looking wig possible. Okay, so today's wig is from WowAfrican, and this is actually a 360 unit. It came as a body wave unit, but I went ahead and straightened it off camera, and you guys can see it got super straight, nice and silky, and it's so full and thick, which is one of the reasons I straightened it off camera, because it would have took forever and I probably wouldn't have got the back as silky. But this is how it looks, and this is actually one of their new units. So it has these silicone grips on the sides and in the back so that you can make the unit glueless, but I'm going to do an install for you guys. But let me show you guys what it looks like. So this is the new construction. So that's just the adjustable strap, but it has these little silicone grips on the sides, on both sides, and that's supposed to keep the unit in place. It also has it in the back, like at the back of the head area, to keep it in place. It's a 360 unit. It has HD lace in the front and then the OG lace in the back, because y'all, I guess they don't want to waste their coins, and nobody really pulls it up in the back anyway, but if you wanted to, you could. So this is the wig that I'm about to put on. It has the adjustable straps. It came pre-plucked, pre-bleached. Y'all, look at this hairline. So look at this hairline. I did not touch it. I did not pluck it. I did not bleach it. None of that. So this is going to make this super easy. So the first tip is you want to get a wig with good lace on it. So this is HD lace, and it is super seamless. You can barely see it on the wig head or on my hand, which is perfect for this install. You can get away with transparent lace, although it's a little bit thicker and it has more of a white tint to it. So you do have to kind of shade match to your skin tone. This can be shade matched a little bit once it's on, but you for sure have to do transparent lace. And transparent lace takes a little more manipulation to make it look more natural, so it is perfect that we have HD lace today. So next up is the wig cap. So it's not 100% necessary. I don't always put a wig cap under my wigs, but it does kind of give you sort of a blank canvas, and it will camouflage your hair if your hair is dark underneath and you don't want it to like shadow through on the lace. It'll give you kind of a blank canvas to start with, and it will also kind of protect your hair a bit. So these are the ones that I like to use. They sell them on Amazon now. They're super sheer. You can also use stockings. So you can go to CVS or Walgreens or Dollar Tree and get a pair of sheer leggings, like sheer stockings, and it works the same way. But this is what I'm going to be using today. For a bust down, you want a flat base underneath. So I always do 2 braids. My hair is on the finer side. It's also straight right now, so it makes it super easy and super flat. So I just crisscross my braids in the back, and because they're getting a little long, I just pin it, and I like to use these little clips like that, and it just keeps my hair in place. You can also get it braided down. You can do a beehive, you can do straight backs, you can do individuals underneath. I'm probably going to do a mini twist soon, so that'll be under my wigs. But yeah, you just want to make sure that you have a super flat base. If this was a curly wig, you could get away with it being a little lumpy because it's curly hair and it's not going to be like slick, but we want this flat. I'll start off by taking a little bit of gel, and I'm going to just get all of my baby hairs out of the way because I do not want to rip them out. So this is the got2b glue. This is not actually their gel. It's like their adhesive that they came out with for wigs, but I be using it to slick my edges back. It works really good on like letting wigs lay too. But we gluing today. So we're gonna get the baby hairs, all of the hairs slicked back. Especially the sideburns, because I always rip my sideburns out. And then I have hairs over here that grow forward, so I just have to like really brush them back. So this actually dries really fast. You could take a blow dryer to it, but I find that just rubbing it, like, and it'll be set. So when I put the wig cap on, I kind of pull it over my eyebrows a bit first. I'm trying not to mess them up because I got my eyebrows filled in. And then I kind of slide it back just to make sure all of the hairs are like out of the way. and just pop my ears out. So you want to cut the hole just a tiny bit because it will run up. And then kind of just force your ear through the tiny hole. So you just want to do a little hole because you want to keep it pretty like flat against your skin. If you make the hole too big, it'll lift up right here. Just want to pop your ear out and make sure it's still nice and flat. And then I like to go in with the EBIN spray, Ebin. Y'all say Ebin, I say EBIN. I like to go in with this spray. A lot of people use their glue to make it stick so that it doesn't roll, but it doesn't move when I do this. And then I put the glue on top and then it really doesn't move. So I be feeling like it's fine. And I go back a little bit with the spray, so just in case it does roll, it has some like grip still. And I just follow like the shape of my natural hairline. And go just a little bit above your hairline. So if you're someone and the ear tabs always roll on the side, you can take your glue or you can use the got2b glue and just kind of make sure it's not clogged. So if your ear tabs always lift, you can go ahead and take a little bit of your adhesive glue and kind of just trace that part out. I put too much. Just to keep it from lifting. Then you want to take your blow dryer. And then once it's dry, just go ahead and remove it. So people always ask me what I do at the back. Nothing. I just let it sit. A lot of people sew it, but it doesn't move. Like, it literally just be staying right there, so I don't feel the need to. And then I just go through and clean up any of the extra. Don't cut yourself. I've done it multiple times. So I like to make my cap match my hairline shape. So any of the extra that like I could pull back, I just lift it up and then I'm gonna cut it. I like my wigs pretty close to my natural hairline because I don't like losing forehead. So that's why I'm doing this. Like, I don't like when my forehead is smaller than it really is. It's crazy because I can really see like how uneven my hairline is every time I put a ball cap on. think that's pretty good. So if the little ridges lifting up and it's like little white ashy line bothers you, you take a little bit of your holding spray and you spray it on like a rat tail comb, and you want the blow dryer going at the same time. So you spray it, put your blow dryer on, and then just tap it down. So for some reason, all of the audio disappeared for part of these clips. So I'm going to go ahead and do a voiceover. So the wig cap is done. I just took a little bit of my foundation that was left over on my sponge and kind of dabbed it along the edges just to get rid of any of the ashy white line. And now I'm going to clean up the edges with some rubbing alcohol. So I just have it on a paper towel, and I'm just going to wipe away any of my foundation that I have like when I did my makeup, and then any of the foundation from me patting it onto the wig cap. I'm going to wipe that off of my skin so that the wig has a clean base for the glue to stick to, because the glue will turn the color of your foundation if it doesn't have a clean base. So I'm just going to go ahead and clean up those edges, and then I'm going to put the wig on because I'm going to put my perfect line in the parting area. So I'm just starting off by removing the lace from the back of the wig, because remember, this is a 360 and some of the wigs still do come with like a strip of lace in the back. So I just removed that first. I'm going to put the wig on and I'm going to fix my part because I'm doing a middle part, so I want it to be perfect, and I'm putting my perfect line in the parting area. So I just want to make sure that the part is in the right spot, because I have a habit of not putting my middle part in the middle. So I want to make sure it's in the middle, and then I'm going to go ahead and add my perfect line to cover the grids. So once I have my part in the middle or side, however you want it, I'm going to take the wig off, flip it inside out, and I'm going to put my perfect line in the parting area. So I use the shade Tan. I have a video with all of the shades so you guys can see which shade you need. I have it in the wig so you can see what it looks like inside and outside. So I'm just going to put the wig onto my wig head, and then I'm going to take the perfect line and use my blow dryer to heat it up. You can also put it inside a cup of warm water, but I feel like the blow dryer works best for me. So I just heat it up, and you want it to get a little bit soft. Not too soft, but it's going to start to get liquidy, and it's going to look like it's sweating a bit. And that's how you know it's ready. It didn't focus for some reason, but it's going to get like a little bit glossy, and that's how you know it's soft enough to apply. And then you're just going to go ahead and put it in your parting area. So I don't like to put it directly at the beginning of my parting area. One, because I always cut a little bit of the hairline off, because again, I like my forehead. And two, you need something for the wig to stick to. You need a little lace for the glue to stick, if that makes sense. So you can see I'm starting kind of back. I'm not going directly at the front of the hairline, just in the back. I'm going to push this in place and then flip it inside out and make sure it looks good. So if you have an issue with the perfect line not going through all the way, I know someone commented that before. I just take my rat tail comb and kind of push it in place, and then add a little bit of oil just to rub it in, and that'll help push it through the grids if it doesn't go all the way through. And then it should look something like this, y'all. It looks so good. It looks like there's a scalp in there, and there's not. Okay, so all of the prep work is finally done. Now we can put the actual wig on. So I like to take the extra lace. If you don't cut this off, I just go ahead and like flip it a little bit, kind of like that. And then I take my elastic band and hold it kind of with the back of the wig, and I'm going to put my forehead in here. Just like that. And if there's a hook in the back of the wig, you want to take it and just slide it under your band once you have the wig on, in the back of your head like that, just so the back is secure. And then you can just go ahead and adjust. You want to put it in place and make sure all of your wig cap underneath is able to be covered, because if not, you may have to make some adjustments. So I'm going to have to remove a little bit of my wig cap here and a little bit of my wig cap there, because I put it too far down on my sideburn area. So I'm going to remove that. Not the whole thing, just like a little bit of it. side. So that's why I would recommend just using the spray, because if you had to wet it a little bit to peel it off, it'll be easier and you won't risk ripping your hair out. That should be fine. Okay, so wig is on. Everything is covered underneath. Now I can go ahead and remove this. So you got, I'm trying to see how can I explain this. So if I were to leave the wig as is right now, then you guys could see like I'm losing so much forehead. Like that's how big my forehead would be. I don't like that. So I'm going to remove a little bit of this, because if I pulled the wig back and lined that up with my forehead, then my sides wouldn't be covered and the wig would be drooping back here. So I pull the wig all the way forward, make sure it's completely like cupped on my head. And then I could see what I need to remove, because if I were to lay the wig down like this, like if I were to put the glue on with the wig down like this, one, I would lose forehead. And then if I were to try to match it with my hairline, it would wrinkle. I don't know if you've ever seen lace and it's like wrinkle. You're like, why her skin wrinkle like that? It's because the lace is either not cut properly to her forehead, or she has it pulled too tight. And then when it bounces back, it wrinkles the skin. So that's why I like to cut this excess off, so I don't get the wrinkles and so that I don't lose forehead. I hope that makes sense. So I find my forehead is way back here, y'all, like way back here. So I'm going to remove this. The sides are matched perfectly, so I don't have to worry about them. It's just the forehead part. And that's why, another reason I didn't put the perfect line all the way in the front, because I said I knew that I was going to have to remove some of this. And it's not a lot. Like, it looks like not a lot, but it's not. This is also how you would get your widow's peak if you have a widow's peak. We good. So literally, this is all I removed. Nothing. It's actually a really good glueless, because it's like flat down. Look at that. Like, it is flat on both sides. So if you wanted to do this glueless, then you would just put your wig grip on just to keep it in place, and it'll be glueless. But we're gluing it down today. So now for the glue, I'm using the Bold Hold Active, because I am going to be working out in this wig. So active it is. And I'm going to do 2 layers. So I'm going to do 1 layer, let it turn clear, and then a 2nd layer and let it turn clear. People do 3 or 4, but I know I'm not going to keep mine on for a month, so it's not necessary. So, and because I know where the wig is supposed to go, like it's pretty much almost identical to where my wig cap is. I know that I know where exactly to put the glue, if that makes sense. I'm not going to put it mostly on my skin. I'm going to put a little bit on my skin and then most of it on top of the wig cap. So I only put a little the first go round. It dries super fast. Second layer. And you want it to get the glue pretty smooth, so that it doesn't like dry in sections. It'll all dry at once. And I start in the middle first, and then I do the sides. So you don't want to push it down yet. Don't push it down yet. You want to make sure it is exactly where you want it to be before you do that, because it'll get messy. So for the ear tabs, I like to use tweezers. And then you can go in and press. Now we get to see which parts aren't glued down. Like this is kind of flapping up a bit right here. And you can glue those down if you want, but because I know I have the wig exactly where I want it, then I can go ahead and remove those, if that makes sense. So I just put a little pressure, and if anything is lifting, I go ahead and cut it. Like it's some lifting up here, some here. I'm gonna remove it. So remove a little more forehead, a little on the sides, a little right there. And doing this just really helps it to like mimic your natural hairline. Okay, so now that I have it super fit to my natural hairline, I'm gonna go in with my band and tie it down, but I am gonna pluck it a little bit because you guys know I did remove kind of almost everything that was plucked really good in the front. It still looks really natural. That lifted. So now I'm going to go in with a little bit of spray. This is the Frontal Queen spray, and I'm just going to hit the hairline. I'm going to tie it down, and then I'm going to pluck this part a little bit because I cut away most of the part that was plucked. I'm not a fan of how this sprays at all, but it does help melt the lace a little bit. Like, ugh. So when you spray your hair, you want to dry it. You want to brush in like any droplets because it'll dry crusty, okay? You want to brush it in, and then you want to dry it before you tie it down. I got a low head. I gotta tie it like that. So you want to tie it down for at least 10 minutes. Like, it really does make a difference with the melting. So while that's down, I'm just going to go through the hair one more time with the flat irons and make sure everything is nice and smooth and flat. Okay, now we can flick this a little bit. Okay, so this is the side that's plucked, this side is not. And I'm going to do the same thing to this side. Okay, so this is what the hairline looks like. I didn't pluck the sides because that was already done. I just did the middle. And now just take whatever foundation is left over from my sponge and dab the hairline. So if you want your part to be a little bit more like sharp, then I like to go in with a little bit of, oh my gosh, it's broken. I like to go in with a little bit of eyeshadow. I use black and like dark brown together, I guess depending on the color of the wig. So I'm just using, I'm trying to use this palette. So I mix black and like the darkest brown. But this hair is kind of dark, so I could probably just do like black, but I don't be wanting it super dark. And I just kind of line up the part. And then it's like this. Okay guys, so that is it for this video. I will have everything down below, including coupon codes and everything that I used today. If you guys have any other videos you want to see, or like any other like breakdowns or details or something that you want to see, leave a comment down below and I'll do a video on that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I love you guys and I will see you in my next one.
I'm trying to get these ends, build empires with my friends. I'm about handling my business, no time for stress over bullshit. You think success is an option? I'm trying to get this shit popping like woo. Big moves, my rules. Y'all heavy on the tweeting. I'll disappear a whole season like woo. Who said they looking for me?
So here I am a few days later with the wig. I ended up adding just a tiny bit of baby hairs, just kind of like wispy baby hairs and nothing too dramatic. If you guys want a detailed video on how I do that, I'll do one if you comment down below for me. But I decided to put some crimps in it. So I'm using this Conair crimper and this is how it came out. And I wore this for the remainder of me having a wig on, y'all. And it lasted so long and it looked so cute. But yeah, I have everything down below, coupon codes, links, and everything that I used. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you guys and I will see you in my next one.
Short on my time, been off yours, boss.